Why do you retire MudJugs, MudJug 1? Well, I'm about to tell you. Hey everybody, welcome to the MudJug 1 channel. I'm your host. Hope everybody's doing well. We're gonna talk MudJugs today for once. But before we get started, we're gonna pack our lip with a little Tough Guy Original. Yes, most of the Tough Guy flavors are going away. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Stock up while you can. Code Outlaw 10 still works. Some of these, it'll work on Tough Guy or Outlaw dip as well. This can has been in the fridge for a while, and I gotta use this finger because this morning while cooking breakfast for my lady, I cut my finger. Yes, you can still be a real man and cook dinner for your old lady. Don't you think anything other than that. I'm just saying, you wanna get points, you better learn how to cook. Stuff is still moist, it's not too bad. It's probably been in the fridge for a year. We're gonna put us a ham, hog, a hog leg, a hog nut in our grill. As far as the Tough Guy brands, Original is actually one of my favorites. I like the cinnamon. Peach was really good, that's gone. I'm a natty kind of dipping guy, so that's probably why I like Original. So I suggest you give it a shot. We got a brand new MudJug. MudJug of the day is the new Red Dead. Now, I brought a couple of them out here so you guys can see the difference in patterns. I don't know. There's a couple different characters on these, like, you know, you can see. I want to make sure everybody realizes that, you know, and that's what we're going to talk about today, why we retire MudJugs. It's very difficult to be consistent and portray the image that we have on our website with what is on the jug, because sometimes the film is a little bit larger and you can only really, when you take a photo, you can only really take a photo of one side, and then yet you have other images on the other side that are different and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to show everybody that. We're gonna christen this bad boy. These actually are on sale, 25 bucks, no coupon code needed. A lot of Red Dead fans out there. I read an article the other day that had a bar graph comparing all the different industries, the level of growth and the increase. And on the top was video games. Believe it or not, no, I'm not shocked at all. I do want to address one thing. A lot of people ask, why don't you play your intro anymore? Why don't you have music? You know how many videos I have gotten tagged lately? Older videos that have had intro music, Slipknot and Parkway Drive. Yes, I'm sporting the Parkway Drive shirt, by the way. The amount of videos that have been flagged and tagged and copyright this, it's just ridiculous. So it's not even worth it. I think Outlaw does the same shit. He doesn't do that. He hasn't done that forever because his videos were getting tagged for using copyrighted music. So that's why I don't have a fancy intro anymore. So let's get right into it. So why do you retire MudJugs, MudJug 1? That is probably the most asked question that I get across the board. Number one is that when we get a film, now this film is called hydro film, aka water transfer printing film. Basically it goes on like when you dip a gun in camo. It's the same shit. One of the reasons why we discontinue is the film gets discontinued, so we can't get the film anymore to make more MudJugs. That's why we retire them. Second thing is we'll come out with a pattern. A perfect example is the Mud Grip Roadie. Maybe Chris can put a pic up here. I think there's like 6 of those left. That Mud Grip Roadie I thought was just looked great. I thought it was phenomenal. We could not sell those to save our ass. I don't know why. People didn't like them. So why am I gonna keep a product like the Mud Grip Roadie in stock forever when it doesn't sell worth a shit? It's pointless. That's an inventory nightmare.
You know what I'm saying?
Which leads me to the next point of inventory. You can't continue to stock 200 different patterns of shit, especially if 90% of them aren't selling. Makes no sense. So that's another reason why we discontinue or retire MudJug patterns. Sometimes when you get a roll of film, you get 10 meters by a meter wide of film. The film can vary within that 10 meters when you're doing the process of hydro dipping. It can vary 4 times based on the quality, the PVA in the film. And sometimes we have great patterns that come out, but it is a nightmare to deal with the inconsistencies in the film, and it's not worth the headache. Our scrap rate goes up. It's a pain in the ass to do it. It's just not worth it. So there's another reason why we retire MudJugs so often. And I guess the last thing is we try and diversify the patterns that we offer on our MudJugs so that we can appeal to as many people as possible. There's people that are not gonna like the Red Dead MudJug. They have 6 Mud Jugs already. They're not going to like the Red Dead Mud Jug. So for me to run hundreds and hundreds of these, even if they sell decent, it doesn't allow me to reach more people. That's why we change it. We have an Avengers Mud Jug. We have this Mud Jug. We have all these different types so that we can reach a broader audience of people and satisfy our customers to the best of our ability. Now, one thing I get is, why don't you make this Mud Jug? Why don't you make that Mud Jug? Make a Ford Mud Jug, make this Mud Jug. Now, some companies have came out with patterns, film patterns that are copyrighted. And we said, fuck it, we're gonna run them. If somebody's making it, we're gonna do it. Like the Avengers Mud Jug for one. Sold in what, a day, Chris? Mm-hmm. Sold out in a day. If someone wants a Ford Mud Jug and there is no Ford hydrofilm out there, or a Dodge or whatever, or a Tundra, there's no patterns out there. So we are at the mercy of what is available. We just can't just pull out of our ass and go, yeah, we're gonna make a Twilight Zone. Is it Twilight?
I don't know.
A Twilight Mud Jug. Would you guys buy a Twilight Mud Jug? We can't do it if that film isn't out there on the market. So I hope that clears a few things up for people. I don't want to be too boring. The Red Dead Mud Jug will be here and gone before you know it. Just like the pinup roadie, gone. We did that last week, Chris, didn't we?
Yep.
Gone. And we actually only had like 70 of those. We wanted to run 100. We wanted to see how they would do. If certain jugs do really well and they're easy to work with, that pattern, then we'll keep them in stock for a while. They'll become a staple. But the pinup girl, the plan was to, in the roadie, the plan was to keep it around for a while, but we had enough film to run 100 or so just to see, and there was 30 of those pinups that were just trash. The film just didn't work the way we wanted it to work. So chances are we won't be bringing the pinup girl roadie back. There are mud jugs that we're going to keep around. Like I think we're going to keep around the copper chrome. This is like one of my favorites, the copper chrome, because guess what? It looks cool. It's different. And because it's on a classic, which classics tend to stretch, the film tends to stretch more on a classic, right in this part right here, it doesn't look bad. So we get way less scrap rate. We don't waste film. It sells decent. So guess what? Keep it around. So make sure and grab your Dip Run poster. We got signed Dip Run posters. We have some exciting news coming out in August around the Dip Run. We're gonna do something special for people who have purchased a Dip Run poster. We're trying to figure out a prize pack to get you into a drawing and so on and so forth. So grab a signed Dip Run poster. We will probably have an announcement mid-August as to what's going on with the movie. Did you guys watch the Pocono race this weekend? It was crazy. Of course, Denny Handjob Hamlin won it. Anybody but Bush. That's all I can say. So let me know in the comments down below if you play Red Dead 2, Red Dead Redemption 2. Is that what it is, Chris? I should probably know that. Grab you some tough guy dip while you can. So I'll leave you with this. Always be a man and reach for that can, because if it ain't dip, it ain't shit. If you ain't packing, you slacking. And if you ain't spitting black, get your patties out of your crack. And if you don't get the mud jug of the Red Dead, you must be stupid, crazy, and sick in the head. I'm out. These supposedly have a flavor of natural tobacco, green herbs. I wonder what kind of green herbs Chris dips one. Oak, cedar, and a little bit nutty. So,